Have you ever tried any growth or insulin or anything like that?
Yeah.
I was doing everything that I did was prescribed.
The doctor said, you are going to die. You are going to die.
Progression of the body, that's really what kept me motivated to continue. And I saw huge progression.
Bro, that's clogging you up. And they tell you, you know what I mean, that hardens your arteries or whatever, what they used to say.
Number 10, Joe Lindner. Johannes Joe Lindner, better known as Joesthetics on social media, was the co-owner of the food supplement brand Huge Supplement. Lindner is best known for his strong pectoral muscles, dubbed alien games by himself, which he could move in a wave-like manner or similar to a keyboard. On 1st of July 2023, Joe passed away of an aneurysm in his chosen home of Bangkok at the age of 30. Notably, Lindner was once exposed to steroids and then developed gynecomastia, a disease which causes enlargement of breast tissue and burns the nipples.
People would tell you growth is so good. It's so good, man. Okay, obviously I need to try, right? The highest kind of test that I ever ran was 750.
Have you ever tried any growth or insulin or anything like that?
Yeah, to be honest, I did all kinds of crazy shit, let's say, in the past.
While what caused Lindner's aneurysm is still unknown, there are speculations about the use of steroids causing it. Number 9, Ronnie Coleman. Ronnie Coleman's physique underwent significant changes after steroid use. Prior to using steroids, he showcased a more natural, less extreme appearance, reflecting his genetic potential and hard work. These changes enabled him to dominate bodybuilding competitions and achieved legendary status.
How I looked and what I went through, and I'm still here and still doing fine and still doing great.
These are kidney tablets. These are prescriptions. I'm gonna do all that first.
Nonetheless, it's important to recognize the potential risks and health complications associated with steroid usage.
Everything you use was always prescribed.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter what it was.
no matter what it was, and followed, protocol and everything, and just did it the right way. I was doing everything that I did was prescribed.
Prioritizing natural training methods and a balanced lifestyle is essential for long-term well-being and success in any fitness journey. It's not clear how much damage steroids did to his body, but it's common knowledge that the wear and tear in his body led to him to undergoing multiple surgeries. Number 8, Rich Piana. Before his demise, bodybuilder Rich Piana was outspoken about his 30 years of steroid usage, despite admitting time and time again that the drug can off you. With an Instagram following of 1.2 million followers and hundreds of thousands of viewers following his YouTube channel, Piana had a large audience of fans, many of which were young men who would flock to bodybuilding and fitness conventions just to meet the 46-year-old star. But although Piana was open about his drug use, he maintained that he was not bragging or encouraging steroid use in others.
Thing is I can't really say I'm for steroids, but I'm not really against steroids. It's a personal choice. If you go on a show that it's okay to take steroids, and you take steroids, that's not cheating.
Piana first got into the drug at a young age, trying the common cycle known as test and deca, a practice that mixes testosterone with the anabolic steroid decadurabolin for bulking when he was only 18 years old. He went from weighing 185 pounds to bouncing up over 200 pounds in 8 weeks. He was honest about the side effects, though claimed he mostly didn't experience them.
The doctor said, you are going to die. You are going to die. Over the years, it's actually became more about injecting than lifting weights. You have low testosterone, you're tired, you're lazy, you don't feel like doing anything, you have no sex drive. There's a lot of negatives.
There were occasions where he had his liver checked by doctors and his enzymes were high. To avoid liver toxicity, he would do what he could do to bring them down, even staying off the drugs for a while. As for male breast enlargement, the other common side effect of anabolic steroids consumption, Piana said he had it in the past, but had taken drugs to make it temporarily go away. In August 2016, bodybuilder Rich Piana passed away just 2 weeks after being placed in a medically induced coma. Number 7, Tony Hulk Geraldo and Alvaro Conan Pereira. Two Brazilian brothers, Tony Hulk Geraldo, 49, and Alvaro Conan Pereira, 50, have both been injecting dangerous chemicals since their teens to make them as big as possible. The The brothers from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, claimed there was a time when they were addicted to getting big, but now believe they have it under control. As well as regular injections, the brothers work out together for hours every day and follow a strict diet. But at what cost? Their family have always been particularly worried about Mr. Geraldo using Potenate B12 as he has high blood pressure, but he says he has told his wife he can live with it or leave him. Finally, taking their doctor's advice, the brothers claim to have recently stopped injecting for health reasons and because their skin cannot stretch anymore. Number 6. Jay Cutler. There have been a ton of rumors about Jay Cutler and his steroid use. Some guys say he's taking moderate steroid dosages, whereas others are saying that he's really pushing the envelope with the steroids and HGH.
I don't really regret anything. I thought that was the right age for me to start. I was more focused. Oh, this is something that if I'm going to continue to do, I'm going to have to dabble in something like that.
It's not hard to see that professional bodybuilders use a lot of steroids, so let's try to explore the Jay Cutler steroid cycle. His bulking cycle included a cocktail of steroids which mainly shifted towards a bulker form. Jay Cutler has openly discussed his steroid cycle in retirement and shares supplements he's currently on. Cutler is doing so during his time off stage, but there are athletes talking about their steroid use as they're still competing. According to Cutler in a recent interview, he believes that this is dangerous.
Drugs aren't going to make that person because you have to have the structure, you have to have the mindset, progression of the body. That's really what kept me motivated to continue. And I saw huge progression. I always tell everyone it wasn't about the body, it was about the mind at first.
Jay Cutler doesn't believe that athletes should be discussing steroids and that it comes with exposure that they might not want. He went into detail during a recent episode of Cutler Cast. Number 5. Greg Doucette. Among the earliest fitness influencers to openly discuss his own steroid use was Greg Doucette, a powerlifting world champion who became a bodybuilder and fitness influencer. Doucette said he started talking openly about steroids, including his own use, when he started to create a lot of fitness content 4 years ago.
And the higher the dose, the more likely you're going to lose a lot of those gains. If you're natural and you haven't abused PEDs in the past, even 400 milligrams is way too much.
The IFBB pro bodybuilder and YouTube superstar Greg Doucette has competed numerous times in bodybuilding. He's also a trainer and an expert. Greg Doucette is open and honest about his steroid use to prepare himself to compete in bodybuilding. On Greg's YouTube channel, he talks about anything that comes to his mind. Most recently, he was discussing a 15-year-old that was using steroids.
Before you ever contemplate doing a steroid cycle, ask your doctor and weigh out the pros and cons. And so if all the heart attacks, deaths that have occurred in bodybuilding as of late, if that doesn't dissuade you, then perhaps this will. Every single time you even think about taking PEDs, go and get the advice of your doctor. As good as you feel while on testosterone, when it stops, the exact opposite can occur.
According to him, steroids can be dangerous, especially at a young age. Number 4, Kali Muscle. Kali was a great athlete at a young age and burst onto the scene in bodybuilding in 2009. In 2010, Kali had a goal of turning pro and added even more size once he got the right coaching. This is when he began using more and more steroids to fine-tune his physique.
Doctors would be telling me, your blood pressure elevated for years. And I'm like, man, look at me, I'm fine. When we did IVF, I went to the doctor, got a physical, all that. They told me my blood pressure was elevated.
In 2021, Kali suffered a heart attack that was caused by a clogged left artery. Over the last 3 years, many bodybuilders have unfortunately passed away due to heart complications.
Bro, that's clogging you up. And they tell you, you know what I mean, that hardens your arteries or whatever, what they used to say. And HGH and IGF and insulin, that's clogging everything up.
Kali Muscle has been a spokesperson about the dangers of bodybuilding and steroid use. During a recent conversation with Escape Fitness, Kali continued to discuss his own steroid use over the years.
My feet and ankles swelled up, would just stay swole. I didn't know about sodium. I was eating that, honey bun, Snickers.
During his career, Kali Muscle would get regular checkups by doctors. During these visits, he would receive warnings but would brush them off because he was feeling fine. Because of this, Colley urges everyone to keep up with their health. Number 3. Lee Priest. Australia's Lee Priest has been an open book since retiring from bodybuilding. Even though Lee Priest is short compared to most other bodybuilding competitors, he earned himself the nickname Giant Killer. Many people don't believe that Lee was natural when he was 16 to 18 years old, but Lee has said multiple times in interviews that he didn't use steroids until he was 19 years old.
If you look at my early photos from the age of 13 to 19, when I'd won everything to Mr. Australia and got second in the universe, I just took so many aminos and all the other stuff, over-the-counter stuff, but still felt good. But the only thing I really noticed was just the recovery, and from the age of 19 when I started using them, sure I put more size on, but could I have done that without them? Maybe to a degree. Can't train without them, they rely on them too much that mentally when they go to the gym without them, like, I can't go heavy, I can't do this because I'm not on drugs. Where
Mr. Universe, who claims steroids are rife among professional and amateur athletes, including NRL stars. Number 2. Frank Zane. Frank Zane was a self-described straight-edge bodybuilder and didn't use any performance-enhancing substances. In the last 2 years, there have been a frightening number of demises shaking the sport's foundation. Former Mr. Olympia Sean Roden and George Peterson both died before 2021 Mr. Olympia could take place, and as of this year, that trend has continued. In March, steroid enthusiast Boston Lloyd passed away at 29 and Cedric McMillan passed away at 44. It's no surprise that Zane was strongly against the use of steroids and believed that bodybuilding should be a sport that was accessible to anyone who was willing to put in the time and effort.
I'm really against the use of anabolic steroids for young bodybuilders and also for women.
I would probably ingest 80 to 100 capsules each time I ate.
Each time?
Uh-huh.
As people get older, their hormones secretions slow down, and that's when more people age, as well as eating the wrong foods.
Notable figures in the sport, like Colleen Muscle and Seth Feroce, are calling attention to the lethality of steroids. One of the latest retired pros to give their thoughts on the matter is Zane. Number 1. Paul Polachek. In 2022, Paul Polachek of Poland passed away just hours after participating in the NPC Worldwide Championship in Germany. Just 37 years old, he left the bodybuilding fans in dismay. Polachek is the second prominent bodybuilder to die young in recent months. A cause of death has not been announced, but fingers are once again pointed at steroid use. Well guys, that about does it for this video. Join us next time, and bye for now.